Howdy folks, Doc here with Last Best Tool, and this here is the Vessel Stubby Ratcheting Screwdriver. This is the TD6700W-23. It's a 72 tooth single pawl reversible ratcheting stubby screwdriver. Now it's a whole different animal compared to the Vessel stub or the full-size Vessel ratcheting screwdriver I did the video on the other day. This is the TD6800. They look like they're a little similar, but they aren't. Here's a couple of the differences. First of all, here's the packaging. They both have the 72 tooth ratcheting, but this is on the full-size screwdriver is showing a dual pawl assembly, and that's probably why it has a better lockup. Which I'll show you. This looks like it has a single pawl, so it doesn't have, basically it's got half the chance of really locking up tight, and it feels different in the hand. This one, the small one, the stubby, is, according to this packaging, made in Japan. According to the packaging here, for the larger one, it is made in Thailand. Now, when I did the video on this one, somebody mentioned that there are either the backs, the bit, I can't remember, either the bit carousel or the bit holder or the ring can be a different color depending on where it's made, but these two are both red. So as far as I can tell, that would be the same. The mechanisms, though, are different. This uses a standard magnetic bit holding. You know, that's actually a pretty good, solid connection. This one, on the other hand, uses the collar. You can see kind of that collar with a detent and a ball bearing. So there is no magnetic connection here, and this is the bit that it comes with. I'm assuming this looks like more JIS than Phillips. I don't know if it says on there. I haven't looked under a magnifying glass. I didn't see anything there, but what that means is you can't use magnetic bits as easily in this thing, or I mean bits that usually are used in magnetics. And the double-sided means if you insert a regular sized bit, like here's a little small one, if I put that in here, it does sink down quite a ways. However, if you put that into a fastener, it's still quite usable. You can certainly see that. It just doesn't stick out very much. And the Phillips I found I can't easily pull out, so use a pair of pliers to get it out. If I put a slotted in there, I can pull that out because, again, there's no magnet. It's just overcoming that ball detent, which at this point is just merely friction. There is no detent in these that it's grabbing compared to these. So that's not at all the same as this mechanism. However, if I'm using this Vessel bit set that I got, these fit in there just fine. So that's actually quite good. Can use any of those. And if I wanted to insert a longer bit driver in there, that'll stay as well. Not super strong, but plenty strong for this. Now, the difference is, another difference, this ring here, as I pointed out, is opposite of snap-on. Same with this. And somebody in the comments pointed out that their Milwaukee stubby was actually the same as snap-on. So here's the snap-on. If I turn it to the right, it tightens to the right. Turn it to the left, tightens to the left. That's what my preference is. Most others, like here's the PB Swiss, if I turn it to the right, tightens to the left, left, right. That's how almost all of them are, including this Vera. This is a Milwaukee. Look at that. If I turn it to the left, tightens to the left. So this and the snap-on actually have something in common besides the color. Anyway, back to this Vessel. The big thing I was impressed with here was the lockup. So if I put it in the center position, the lockup is just amazing. And in fact, if I mess around a little, I can usually find a perfect lockup. I mean, where there's no play. Compared to a lot of these others, you know, if I put something in here so you can see, Here's a SATA. You know, that's the amount of play. Here's that other small vessel that fits into the extension. This is actually a really good deal still. That's the amount of play there. A lot easier to operate this ring than this ring, even though they're similar. And then here's the Milwaukee. Put it in the center. That's quite a bit of rattle around. Vera. Put that in the center. I don't have the stubby yet of the Vera, but that's a lot of play right there. Here's the gear wrench. But again, that's got the removable shaft. So anyway, so here, put this in. You can see if I center it, that's the play. Not excessive, but definitely more than this. And then of course the PB Swiss in the center, almost none. That's it right there. Oh, by the way, this doesn't sit quite right on here, and I did actually contact PB Swiss because somebody in the comments when I did the video on the only good stubby is a ratcheting stubby, they said contact PB Swiss and see what they say. Maybe they'll replace it. And I contacted PB Swiss, super nice, some guy I assume in Switzerland, and he said that this was a known issue and they would immediately send out a new one. So something happened in their quality control, and PB Swiss, this was a big enough error that they know it's a problem and they're going to remedy it. So I'm waiting for my replacement. Hopefully it'll be better. You know, for a screwdriver that expensive, it should have a better fit than a Chinese screwdriver like this. But anyway, back to this guy. So a little bit of play. It is slippery. It's a larger handle. It takes these specialized bits, or different bits. They aren't really specialized. They're just a little bit different. You can use, if you happen to have these kind of double-sided bits, and I use these for other things. These are VHAs or WEHAs. But you can see that they do fit in. Here's the close-up. So you get, in just this small package, you get quite a few different bits. But this, sure, fits in there. It's not maybe ideal, but it certainly works and gives you access to all of these. Just you don't have much clearance. So it is a different animal, but it's also not that expensive. I think it's like 12 bucks or something. So it's a good solid ratcheting stubby. This one with its extension wasn't very expensive. This is about the same price. You can get Vessel or you can get the SATA. This does have bit storage in the back. Little carousel there. A lot of money. This one's not too bad, but if you look at these bits, first of all, if you don't use them for a while, sometimes they get stuck in there. Pop these out if I can. There we go. They're a little bit longer. You can use shorter ones in here as well. I don't know why they don't just have that, but it comes with these a little bit longer ones, which reduces the clearance. But I've not had any trouble really with the Milwaukee ones. What does that say on there? Milwaukee. Just getting them in and out. It's not fast usually unless you keep these things smoothed up by use. Otherwise you have to pry them out of there. But anyway, there it is for what it's worth. It is a solid little stubby if you're just getting either into Vessel tools or you're getting into, you know, ratcheting stubbies and want to try it. You can also see down there, it's kind of interesting, there's a, looks like, is that a hex or a Torx? Maybe a hex. I thought about cutting open this to see if I could make an even smaller little one, but I've got something else in mind for tinier ratcheting screwdrivers. Anyway, there it is. The Vessel Ratcheting Stubby. With that, Doc out.